We in the building.
Here we are.
It's okay. Technical difficulties, but we bring it back. We bring it back.
Right.
So, again, my name is Desiree King, a.k.a. Coach K, owner, CEO, and founder of Astronaut Transformational Coaching. So, like I said, I'm here on purpose. God pretty much is orchestrating my life to be able to be in this position at this time. And the walkthrough of that started with home health care.
Okay.
And from there, it went from home health care to mental health. Spent some years in mental health. And then from there, I went to the school system, spent the last 15 years in the school system. And now I am a care coordinator for 30 families here in the Triad.
That's major.
So I do this life coaching in the evenings.
Okay. So, taking accountability. How do you define accountability?
So if you look at accountability dictionary-wise, it's the fact or condition of being responsible.
Right.
If you go in the coaching world, it's called showing up for yourself. If you go in the spiritual world, it's called the vehicle that drives you to purpose.
That drives you to purpose. So you're the vehicle.
I am the vehicle.
You
Well,
are the
actually,
vehicle.
I'm the passenger.
Oh, you're the passenger in the vehicle.
Mhm,
Yeah, okay,
in the
okay.
vehicle.
Okay, so do you think it's an easy task?
No, it's not an easy task at all. It actually has a stigma, just right along with therapy.
Okay.
A lot of people feel like, why do I need one? I want to give my money to somebody that I could do it myself. But the fact be told, there's a lot of people with millions and millions of dollars that have a coach.
That has a coach. And we would never know.
And guess what? We all grew up with one. I did. I played sports.
Yeah.
They helped me through my middle school and high school life, not just academically or on the court. I was going through some stuff. Everybody goes through stuff. And when you get on that court, that coach is there to help you, So
to guide you through.
Right. So we've all had coaches. And I don't understand why we feel like it's okay to have one when you're a kid, but it's not okay to have one when you're an adult.
Yeah. So what do you think is easier, working with children or adults?
I think both of them are the same. With the kids, it's still a buy-in. With adults, they have to support the kid to buy in. And with adults, it's completely meeting them where they are. Everybody's not ready for accountability.
They're not.
So when we get to that point in life, then we're ready.
So do you help them take the steps that's needed to get there to where they take accountability? Like, for instance, where, I'm just giving an example. Like, say if somebody had a drug addiction. And they come to you like, look, I feel like I'm ready.
Right.
And I want to take this journey with you, or, you take it with me, rather. And when it gets to a halt, like, what if they started and it gets to a halt? Is that where you come in and you say, hey, look, this is what needs to be done?
Oh, yeah, we hold you accountable. We walk with you all the way. We check in weekly, calls, texts, send you resources. We do video once a week or in person.
Oh, okay.
So you literally.
So you have the support all around.
Oh, all the way around. You get random calls and texts from us. Like, hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Are you doing what you said you said you were gonna do? If you haven't, then what are we gonna do to get back on track? We'll talk about it when I see you.
Okay, so it's just a thing where if they drop the ball, y'all are there to assist them however many times, or is it like a certain limit?
Well, depending on the packages you purchase. Some
Okay.
people can do 4 weeks. Some people can do 3 months.
Okay. So with the children, if they don't have an understanding of it, right, of accountability, if they don't see their parents doing it, how does it affect them during your program, your coaching sessions? Like,
tremendously. The parents have to buy in off gate. The kids are only going to do what they see.
right.
And a lot of times kids want to progress and be better. They just don't communicate that very well. So if a parent is very attentive, you can kind of pretty much pick up on the fact that they might need a little bit more support.
Right.
And, we work. Parents work.
Hard.
Yeah, work real hard. So if you could have a coach to kind of help you out while you doing the things you need to do for your family.
Outside of that, because sometimes we, as adults, I guess we're going back to childhood, as children, you know how they used to say, oh, hey, your kid don't act up here. It's
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you get here,
Mm-hmm.
your kids act up. So, that really, really happens. So it's like, do you find it easier to where you get better results when the parent isn't around? Or do you need them to play a part in that, like in their growth?
Parents have to play a part when the child is 13 and 14.
Okay.
When they're 15 and 16, parent consent.
Mm-hmm.
And then 17, 18, pretty much, they can kind of flow on their own.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're real young, the parent has to be a part of the process. Literally sitting down with their child and with me, walking through, because they have to help them. They can't do it on their own.
At all.
At all.
Yeah. So what ages do you work with?
We started at 13. Reason being, I taught 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the dynamics, social media is pretty much leading our kids down the wrong path.
Everywhere.
And so we can't monitor everything as parents.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if we're going to have basketball coaches, football coaches,
Why not have life coaches?
why not have life coaches? Because at the end of the day, they could be great, very talented,
Mm-hmm.
but have a jacked up attitude, right?
Right.
No responsibility,
At all.
attitude, those kind of things. So if we can bring it all together as wholeness
Mm-hmm.
with the child and hold them responsible to what they say they want out of life and what they need, you will see a big change.
difference.
And it starts early. Kids are grown now, what we say, right?
So, yeah.
So why do
Yeah.
we feel like they can't learn how to be responsible early?
That's true. That's true. Because sometimes, we are, as parents, we be like, oh, they're not ready for this. They're not ready for that. But in all reality, we're really creating the situation to where they feel like they don't have to be.
Mm-hmm. But social media has them ready for other things.
Yeah. That they definitely shouldn't be ready for at
Right.
all.
And that's why we need life coaches, because we don't know what the kids are going through on a daily basis, how they feel. You talking about body shaming,
Mm-hmm.
bullying, all these
Bullying is a
things
big
that we
thing.
see, on a daily basis. These kids ain't speaking up about it. They're not coming home telling everything. But
Right.
if they had a life coach, what if they're failing? They don't want to come home and tell their parents they're failing, but we can teach them how to communicate with their teachers. We can teach them how to own where they are
Right.
and why they didn't get their work done. And we can teach them time management. That's very important when you're talking about a kid that plays sports and has to do his homework and come home to responsibilities.
Right.
Give them the tools that we need, they
they
need.
need.
And that's what we do. We give them a toolbox of things that they can use and the parents can use to keep them whole.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So with you taking this all in, I know you said you work with 30 families
Correct.
in the triad.
Yes.
How does that affect you? Like, as far as you mentally keeping it together for, like, you have different personalities, you have different, like, adults, children. Is it like
You got to be built for it.
Okay.
You got to be built for it. I think the jobs that I've had, the degrees that I've earned, have built me for the ability to I manage myself,
Right.
multitask and things of that nature. Things don't really bother me when it comes down to my families, because I know I'm accountable
Right.
to them in the services that they need between the hours of 8:30 and 5. So I
Okay.
do what I need to do, and
So those are your hours, 8:30 to 5?
for what I do.
For what you, okay.
But life coaching starts at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
And
it's
that's
like
not
an-
every day though.
Yeah, it's like an after hour.
Yes, after hour thing. I still make time for Bible study. I still make time for my kids. I don't do anything on Sundays and Mondays. You got to have balance, and that's
You gotta
another
have
thing
balance.
we teach.
I was about to say, is that something that you guys
Absolutely. It starts at home.
teach? They really do.
The Bible says that we got to be good stewards over our homes first.
Absolutely.
So I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where my kids are not being held accountable by me, right?
Mhm.
And then my husband, we have our relationship that needs to be nurtured as well.
Right.
And so I give all my clients all that I have when I need to.
When you need to, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So, back to dealing with as far as children and adults.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to just give a scenario.
Okay.
You have a family that comes in. The mother was in a toxic situation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and the child has been affected by that. And she's just not cooperating at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the mother's just like, look, I can't handle this. Maybe you can, but she don't want to open up. How do you deal with, like, trying to get a child to, like, open up to you to be?
Well, it depends on how much trauma was done. Because that's a little bit out of my scope. That's more of a counseling issue.
Right.
So we will refer them to a therapist because we can't go but so far if there's lots of trauma. However, when things happen, it doesn't always mean we need a counselor. Sometimes the kids need a place.
A safe place.
A safe place, and then we can relay that information to the parent as far as what they can do to help the situation. Because some kids will feel like, hey, I need her to get out of this, and I'll feel a whole lot better, you know.
Right.
But it's up to the parent. So maybe the parent needs my accountability services, not the child. Because if the parent changes, the child will change.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Because they see they go off of what's around them.
Exactly.
So with your scope of your scope of business, is it just here in the Triad? Do you help families outside of Greensboro?
All of North Carolina. Because we can do virtual.
Right.
Or in person. So
okay.
We are licensed for North Carolina, so we can serve anybody. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's good. It's not just here, because we do have people who, you know, like you said, can't come to the Triad. So I don't want them to think that it's just literally here.
Oh, no. They can reach out to me, you know, for my services. And we, like I said, we can do virtual, Zoom, StreamYard, you know, whatever platform we need to use to make sure and over the phone, but I'd rather see your face.
See your face, right. To know your emotions behind it.
Exactly.
So when they come to you and they, you know, come in and sign up and stuff, like they buy a package, do they have to fill out, like, do they have to give you, like, a backstory? Do they have to fill out forms?
Like,
what's going on?
We do fill out a lot of forms out, contracts, in that nature, because, you know, I have to be paid, and they have to have their services.
Right.
But the first initial paid services, it takes time. It might be 2 hours or whatever it needs for me to really dig down and figure out truly what it is that they need.
For you, like, if y'all compatible for each other
right.
for the service, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then some people, like, they feel like they know. Like, oh, I just need structure. And then you get to talking, you be like, wait, we need a little bit more before we can get to that part. So we do a lot of, like, questioning, motivational interviewing, just really trying to figure out what the root of the need is.
Right.
To be able to tackle each week with something different. And then it comes all together by week 4 or 5 to
sum it all up together.
That's right.
To make sure you have the correct
That's correct.
on them. Okay.
That's correct.
So you have to take accountability.
Accountability for your actions.
It affects your children. It affects you. It affects your household. It is very, very, very important.
Yes.
To teach them young, too.
Get them started early with accountability. I mean, I think a lot of families already put a lot on kids. I have 4, so I get it. You know, they start washing dishes and different things around the house. Boys taking out trash. That's the beginning. But when we're talking about schoolwork, a lot of parents work throughout the day. You got to come home and find out that your kid is failing? Absolutely not. But if we give them the tools to be able to communicate effectively to their teachers and hold them responsible and give them something to work for, then, you know, we could build good citizens and also be able to, for the kids to be able to express what they need to their school counselors when they're having trouble with someone. A lot of kids don't go to their school counselors anymore. I talk to a lot of kids and they feel like the counselors are snitches.
That they tell everything, right?
Right. They call, they're going to call my mom and tell her what's going on. And I was like, but they're mandated to do that.
Right.
But they don't have that understanding of what counselors have to do, and that's what we need. And like I said, I have 4 kids myself, and 3 of them play sports. So I hold my kids accountable. Like, and my kids will come to me and say, "Hey, Mom, I'm struggling." I taught them that. Tell me when you're struggling, so I can figure out where the problem is and why, and then I can get you back on track. And it take a couple weeks to get them back on track. Kids gonna fall and get back up, and get back up. But if they got the tools, if the parent has the tools, we'll be fine.
So what if the parents don't?
Well, they gotta get to a place where they want to help their kids. There's nothing we can do until they reach out.
So if they if a child comes to you like 16, 17, and they don't have active parents, are you still able to service them?
No,
because they have to get that consent.
That's correct.
But do you refer them somewhere else?
If it's more like therapist type, like maybe I tell them to go to their school counselor. That's the first place they can get started. But I can't refer them without a parent to any type of therapy.
So the parent has to take accountability.
Yes.
And say like, hey, okay, we need the help.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't.
Yes.
Why do you think people have that fear of taking accountability?
You just said it. Fear. Fear is the one thing that stops us from reaching our destiny, reaching our goals, and also taking accountability. Excuses is another one.
Big thing.
And then the big thing of it is there are just some people that do not want to take accountability, no matter what it is. At all. So when we're dealing with fear, it could be the fear of what if, right? What if I take accountability, will I lose this man? Or would I set myself back? I say, what if? What if you do well? What if you have a great breakthrough? What if you get that job? What if you step outside the box and move out of town? What if?
Once you overcome your fear.
Overcome that fear that holds us back from just taking a chance. When you take a chance with coaching, you're taking a chance to be better. You're taking a chance to be great. We're not going to fail you. You can't fail unless you just quit.
Right.
And if you quit on yourself.
Quitting on yourself.
So a lot of times people don't come to us till they really, really, really need it. And that's just how humans work, right? Some of us wait till we hit rock bottom or wit's end to say, you know what, I need help. Versus, hey, I'm in the middle of something. Before it goes left, let me jump in and see what I can do. Even with relationships. When I do relationships, it doesn't matter what
relationships.
Absolutely, we do. Because everything is based off accountability.
Right.
There's not an area that cannot be, a person can't be held accountable.
Held accountable.
So if you need a health coach, it all boils down to you being accountable. The health coach is not in your house. That relationship coach is not in your house.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when we're dealing with accountability in relationships, a lot of people want to leave relationships when it just could be communication.
And they don't put in the work, right?
The work has to be done. I would rather put in the work and say I did well and then walk away. It makes you feel so much better to try. And not so much as try like something bad,
right?
But seek other sources, other ideas.
Outside of the people who are familiar with
Yes, outside of family and friends.
So you're not the yes person?
I'm not the yes person. Absolutely not.
I just wanted to be sure.
We're going to dig. I'm going to ask questions all day long. I'm going to make you think.
Yeah.
You got to think about what you're doing.
So do you believe that they have to get uncomfortable to become comfortable?
You got to get uncomfortable. You got to let your hair down. You got to be ready to... And it's not like we were telling anybody to do anything. We're listening to you. You're going to tell yourself what to do. You already know what to do.
You already know what to do.
You just don't do it.
And you just need that push.
You just need that push. And my thing is, and you think about my company name, God gave me that name in 2016. And it means I will cause change. And
that's big.
When I decided to use it as my company name, Ashnah Transformational Coaching, you think about the butterfly. And the stages of it. We all desire change, but don't know what it looked like. We don't know what it looked like. And a lot of us are based off generational trauma and behavior and the expectation of others who have raised us instead of finding out who we truly are.
Right.
And that's what it's all about, finding out who you truly are and what God has for you, and not
your
being
purpose.
Yeah,
Knowing your purpose.
on purpose.
On purpose.
Know your purpose on purpose.
Mhm.
Do it for you. Do it now, because we don't know. The pandemic, if it didn't show us anything, businesses were birthed out of 2020.
Definitely was. It really was.
Think
People
about
was
it.
able to tap into everything that they
Exactly.
didn't know that they could do.
Because they held themselves accountable.
Accountable.
They stood up 10 toes down, right?
Mhm.
And said, I'm not going to let this pandemic take me out.
At all.
Let me find my niche. Let me I know what I can do. Let me try it.
Let me
And
try
then you
it.
find out, oh man, right?
This is a major thing.
This is major. So we shouldn't stop there, right? Because we have no clue what the next couple of years are going to hold. We're kind of like in the middle of a recession now.
Mhm.
And God's people are not in a recession. I would like to say that. We are his people, and he has a work for us to do. And so, therefore, we're here to help because he's calling for us.
Right.
And he's raising up business owners and different people to stand for what's right.
Was right.
And I think that's what my company stands for. We want to cause change in people's lives because somebody changed mine one day. And ever since that day, I have never looked back. I try everything. I take risks all day long.
It's all about the risk.
It's taking a risk. Why not?
That's me. I'm the person who don't like to take the risk.
But 2020 came.
I mean, 2020 came, and I've just been tapping into a lot of things that I really didn't see myself doing.
And what did you
honestly.
have to lose?
Nothing.
And that's what we need.
I mean, a
people
little
to-
bit of money, but you know.
But gotta give it back to you.
But he gonna give it back.
So
1,000 times more.
yeah, so we can tap into that and just like, okay, let me jump out there. We don't have anything to lose. We really don't. Especially if we're already struggling, with whatever the situation is. It ain't got to be financial.
Mhm.
It could be spiritual, emotional, physical, health. We could be struggling in all different areas. All of us are.
Yeah.
I mean, coaches are not perfect. We have areas that we need accountability in ourselves.
Yeah.
But I'm just thankful for the opportunity here because I need everybody to take that stigma off of coaching. Take that stigma off of therapy.
Mhm.
It really helps.
It definitely, and I say that all the time. I'm like, even outside of just life coaching, right? Like you said, we have childhood traumas
Mm-hmm.
that people don't even like to talk about.
Right.
We brush it under the rug and just feel like life just goes on. Like, well, it doesn't matter. No, it really does.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people that can't move forward
Can't.
because of jealousy and envy within their family and around their friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have people that are trying to move forward, but you're trying to take the wrong people with
you.
You got to get a whole new circle. You got to network, right?
You gotta network.
That's how we met.
That's how we networking. That's how we met. Networking.
You got to get a whole new circle of people, and it's all over social media. You got Steve Harvey, all these different people telling people, listen, to be great, you got to be around great.
You gotta be around great.
You want to be a business owner? Get around people that own a business.
Mm-hmm.
You want to change your life? Get around people that are there to help you change your life.
You don't need yes people around you. That's
You don't.
the thing.
You don't need
Because
yes.
it does not help at all.
It does not help. It hinders us tremendously.
Mhm.
And as kids, we were always told by our parents, be careful who you're around. And how is that ironic that we're adults and we cycle back around to those same situations?
Same people. No, we need
As an adult.
You need motivation.
Yes.
You need people that's going to be around you to motivate you. That's not going to be a yes person.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Yeah, girl, I can do that. Yeah. That looks right. Yeah. That doesn't help at all.
If you're going to have a yes person, tell them, like, yes, try it. Yes, go for it.
Mhm.
I got your back. Those type of friends.
Yeah.
If you need a life coach, go for it, girl. I got you. Get all the help you. You want me to sit down with you and go? You want me to work on you? Might come up with some goals. Holler at your homegirl and be like, hey, I got these goals I got to work on. See if they gonna help
find
you.
it nowadays. Though.
It is. That's why.
It's hard to find that. So yeah, if your circle ain't like that, then you need to reevaluate.
Absolutely.
Your circle seriously.
Absolutely.
It could just be your goals. You could just write them down. If you don't have somebody that want to share that goal with you or push you to reach your goal, it ain't gonna work. But taking accountability for all your actions.
Yes.
As an adult, even installing it into your children is very important.
Exactly.
And we wanted to share that with you guys today.
Yes.
Because it's needed.
It is needed. It's very much so needed. And I would just encourage everybody, if you want a life coach, find one that you can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Don't find one that has never been divorced. If you want to deal with
somebody that's gonna
your relationship,
right?
Ain't never been married. Don't go for no life coach like that. Ask them questions. That's what that discovery call or consultation, as you call it, is for you to ask questions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I personally have touched everything. I had a baby at 16. I got married at 18. Divorced by 21.
Okay.
Got remarried at 24. I've been married now 14 years.
Oh, that's
this
good.
second time around. Dealt with a lot of family issues.
Mm-hmm.
Overcame a lot. My spiritual walk. I've touched a lot of things, and so I know.
I
know.
you can
that
relate.
I can relate and.
I'm not just giving you something I read out
right.
of the book.
No, absolutely
right.
not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to give anybody any. We could talk about books that you might need to read.
Yeah, I can talk about books.
Like Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud.
Mm.
Guys, read that book if you don't know anything about boundaries. Some of us need to be setting some boundaries so that we can move forward in life. Relational Intelligence by Dr. Darius Daniels talks about relationships and how everybody should know where everybody belongs in your life.
Well, she dropping some books for y'all.
The
y'all
book.
Get them.
These books will help you because I did a book club and I ran through it with a couple of people and it really turned out well. People started really thinking about their relationships and where everybody's staying. Are they really my friend? Are they just coworkers? Do I just need to leave her in that zone? Sometimes we have to analyze things before we start telling everybody our business.
They say it hurts more to stay in a situation than to leave.
Correct. But the human side of that is the opposite. People feel like it's going to hurt to leave. But who's it really hurting? You losing years, days, seconds.
Time that we can't get back.
You can't get it back. But all you can do is move forward. And one thing about coaching, we don't look at your past. You call us for what you want right now.
In that moment.
Where are you now? Where do you want to go? Let's just go. It don't matter what that rearview mirror looks like. We never look at it anyways. Maybe once or twice a week when you're backing up.
Yeah. That's it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, let's just move forward.
Okay, yeah. We definitely need to move forward. We definitely need more people like you.
You know what? In 2020, they started popping out. Because I got certified early 2020, and then it was like 2021, started seeing more and more life coaches. Be on the lookout for that because another entity that went through the same process we're going through was doulas. Doulas were around a long time. And if you look at it now, they're now a part of Medicaid, if I'm not mistaken. They're in the hospitals now. So be on the lookout for life coaches because we're not going anywhere. Coaching is in your business, on your job. They're job coaches in HR. I'm just saying, we're not going anywhere.
Nowhere.
So why not go ahead and get that experience now so you don't waste time so that you're able to be in purpose all the way. And so everybody, I'm hoping everybody wants to be able to cause change in somebody else's life. And the only way you can do that is to find out who you are.
Find out who you are. So can you give them your Instagram, your Facebook, how they can contact you?
So on Facebook, it's Ashnah, ASHNAH, Transformational Coaching Services, LLC. That's on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's at Desiree King Coach, all together.
King Coach.
Yes.
On Instagram.
Yes, you can find us there.
So it was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hopefully we get her back for another episode.
Yes.
We're going to get, Miss Desiree name out there. Please, if y'all don't want to, broadcast whatever you have going on, just we're letting you know that it's okay for you to reach out, get in touch with yourself. The time is now. She's here to help. She's opening the doors for y'all.
And Misunderstood the Throne is opening the door for us.
I'm opening the door for
So
y'all.
we appreciate you. We honor you today for your great work. And I speak blessings over your business and everything that you want to do.
I appreciate that.
Because guess what? You stepped into 2020 and you took it. So take it all the way.
I'm trying to.
Hey,
Well, if it tries to fail, right?
Right.
I'm doing.
All right.
I'm off the porch, y'all.
She's off the porch.
But thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
We will be back soon.
Yes.
I'll probably give you an update with, Coach King. Coach K.
Yes.
Get y'all together. But thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.